Driving can be scary, though it doesn't seem like it. There are things happening all the time that could really damage you, your passengers, or your car. Me? If you've ever been driving, the car beside you suddenly decides to swerve in your lane, an animal runs across the road, or possibly everyone slams on their brakes? It's a little too close to home. By the way, check out the Rebuild series. Nearly everything that happens on the road can be avoided by training good driving habits, and I'm here today to share those tricks with you to keep you safe on the road. Starting with the obvious ones, check your blind spots. As much as it seems like common knowledge to check what's beside you, it's not. It happens way too often that I'll be driving and a car attempts to body check me like I just stole Granny's purse. It's terrifying when a car does it, but I have to change my pants when I see a semi-truck coming towards me. But it can all be avoided. Well, you can avoid doing it to other people if you just check your blind spots. See these little windows in the back of your car? Those are typically to check your blind spot. That's why they invented these little convex mirrors to widen your line of sight. So before you change lanes, turn, or even when you get that feeling that someone's close to you, check your blind spots because there's a chance that someone's waiting there, ready to ruin your day. I know it's impossible to keep track of everything in your head like an anime character, but it is possible to keep track of the cars that have passed you and or are passing you. If you pass a car, mentally note something about it, even if it's just the color, something that you can keep track of, so a minute later down the road when you go to switch lanes and they're not there, chance they're in your blind spot.
See, this tip doesn't even just apply for lane switching or driving on the highway. If you've ever been in a parking garage where the designer thought it was a good idea to make the roof, walls, floor, and poles gray? Yeah, it's a trigger point for me. I have, and it's terrifying. It's like waiting for a jump scare at any moment.
Or how about when you're parked in a parking spot that seems like you can pull through, but guess what? There was a curb in front of you ready to ruin your bumper and your day. So when you're in a parking lot or on the road, mentally note where all the objects and hazards are so you can avoid hitting them when you start moving again. Avoid the jump scares. Speaking of jump scares, I don't know about you, but every road I drive on is covered with fields, forests, bushes, and just about every other animal habitat possible. It's not uncommon around these areas for having an animal jump out of the bushes. I swear they make a game out of it. I honestly think I've seen a group of squirrels, a scurry of squirrels play who can run across the road closest to getting run over. Frankly, the game terrifies me in the driver's seat. I love animals and I know the experience will just ruin my day. Thankfully, there is a way to avoid it, though it does work better at night. Next time you're driving around at night and you're in an area that has the chance of an animal jumping out, turn your lights on if they aren't already. Once they're on, keep a close eye at the side of the road, ditches, bushes, and even around trees that animals might be hiding in. They will often look at the metal creature with bright lights and loud noises. This will be your saving grace. When the animals look at your headlights, their eyes will glow from the reflection of the light. So when you see these glowing orbs on the side of the road, proceed with caution as there's most likely something there. You wouldn't believe me if I told you how many times this actually saves me. I see them at least once or twice during the summer season, so be careful. Now this one I know everyone has heard time and time again, but it seems like no one grasps it or implements it into their driving style. Back up. It's really easy. Sadly, I had to learn this one the hard way, but you don't have to. Leave some room between you and the car you're following. And no, I don't just mean 1 or 2 car lengths, but maybe 5 plus. The standard rule is supposed to be 3 seconds, and while it seems like a weird measurement for distance, use an object or something on the road, even if it's one of the dotted lines. Count how long it takes for your car to reach the line after the car in front of you passed it. If you're too close and the car in front of you decides to slam on their brakes, no matter who you are, you will not have time to stop. First, you gotta snap out of whatever fog you are while you're driving. Then you gotta realize that the car in front of you is slammed on their brakes. You then have to move your leg over from the gas to the brake pedal. In my experience, most people that are put into this situation don't push the brake hard enough, and that then leaves you with less time than you think. Every millisecond in that instance could be the difference between a hospital trip and just nearly missing. So do yourself a favor and give yourself enough room where you can really try and avoid those encounters when they happen. I've been through it myself. I had what I thought was a good enough 4-ish car lengths apart from me and the truck in front of me. Turns out it wasn't. When the truck in front of me slammed on their brakes, their bumper came at me way faster than I would have expected. Thinking they weren't coming to a full stop for some reason, I hesitated and only pushed the brakes about 3/4 of the way. That less than a moment hesitation was enough to cause me to tap the back of their bumper and cause me over 1.5 years of headaches. No matter how good you think your reaction time is, it's honestly not worth testing in a real life scenario, so just give yourself the distance. Unless you have a really poor navigator that doesn't tell you you missed your exit until you've already passed it, you should be somewhat aware of your distance to your turn or exit. I can guess that most of us have had the experience of another car waiting till the last second to get into our lane, right? It's annoying, and truthfully, no one wants to let them in, and don't forget that it's also really dangerous. Waiting till the end of the lane to skip the last 2 or 3 cars that would have been in front of you and waiting till the last second to whip your car in front of them, you're really not gonna get to your destination any faster. So be ready. If you know your turn or exit's coming up, when it's safe to do so, switch into the lane a kilometer or so early, and you're really not gonna be losing that much time arriving at your destination. When you wait too long, you have the potential of ruining the flow of traffic or hitting another car or missing your exit because no one is gonna give you the opportunity to merge when you're waiting till the last second to get in. Honestly, all of those seem much worse than just waiting the extra 10 to 30 seconds, merging ahead of time and keeping yourself and everyone else around you safe. I understand these points are probably points you've heard time and time again, but I honestly believe it's not important just to know the concepts, but to actually implement them when you're driving. If you found my channel, there's a chance that you like cars or enjoy driving. And if you want to know that these tips actually work, check out what happened when I didn't follow my own advice and ended up totaling my car. So make sure you stay safe out on the road, protect yourself, your car, and your passengers. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.